Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays. This is a continuation of June the 7th. I split, we get quite a long video, an hour and 17 minutes, and I thought, you know what, let's split it into two. So this is an impromptu introduction. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode as I continue June 7th.
Okay, the rules for bridges are sort of scattered all around. Essentially though, a unit cannot cross a flooded without the use of a bridge. Okay, now if that bridge is enemy controlled, that would require either seizing the bridge or entering as because it's a contested area, would be a mandatory assault. And the Germans in that area do not have the strength to do an assault. So they can't seize the bridge, can't destroy the bridge, because to destroy the bridge you've got to control the bridge. Okay, so to cross into there to help that gun battery will require an assault from this direction, but not, the Allies as yet have not seized this bridge, so we could enter from Montebourg. So that's the solution to that little conundrum then, isn't it? Okay. And that's not even flooded, so we can cross there. And contest. Okay. We will send 3 units into that area. Cross this bridge, leaving 1 unit here. It's no longer a mandatory assault because it's a contested area, and they can join that defence. Definitely needed to get more troops in there. Whoops, that was me knocking the camera. Sorry. We have actually got an extra unit there. So I'm actually going to leave that unit with that battery as a backup in that area, just in case the Allies get very lucky. So, okay, that concludes that German impulse. Okay, over to the Allies. So we're sitting on number 2 here. So we're all snake eyes on the first die roll that the Allies make. The turn will, well, that will change the weather. So the turn can't end this impulse. So what to do? We keep looking at that situation. We're sitting on Omaha. Okay, let's actually do something with Omaha. Alright, so let's activate this area. It's still contested. We've got a German unit in there. We've got a big pile of Allied units. So we've got 3 regiments from the big red one, 2 units from the 29th, and 2 Rangers. The Rangers will actually be removed once this area becomes Allied controlled. Okay. And we've got an artillery battery from each. Well, let's not activate Omaha itself. Let's activate these guys to come in. What is this? It's still quite a meaty unit there. So maybe not. Alright, we'll activate the 29th division. So we're activating this area. With the 2 ranges. So we're not going to activate everybody, we're going to activate this pile here at the present. Well, we're activating the area, so this attack will cost 2 movement points, so see what we've got left. So the actual attack will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 for the artillery, 9. No integrity because there's 2 units from 29th. The third one's coming in on the boats this turn. So I lost count there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Air support 10. 10 against 4. Take away 2 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. 10 against 3. Okay. So that's 7 difference at the present moment. 10 against 3. Right. So the Allies rolled a 5. That's 15. Germans rolled a 7. That's 10, so there's 5 difference, which is enough to eliminate that unit. Okay, so technically that is an overrun. They've got 3 movement factors left. Okay, which we will use, well, I say they've got 3. Doing an attack in an area that you're in, is 2 movement factors. One movement factor overrun, spent, disrupt defence in an activated area. 1 movement factor. 2 movement factors to overrun fresh. It wasn't fresh, so it's only 1. So they've got 4 left. 4 movement points left. Aha. Okay. Right, well, let's move them into here. These guys have only got 3 movement. The Rangers have only got 3 because they've only got 4 movement points in total. Well, can that artillery still support? The answer is yes, it can. So these 2 units will push in because this will cost 4 movement factors, and will actually launch an attack with the 29th artillery in support. So best defence there is 4. So it's 4 plus 1 for the terrain is 5 defence. And then the 5 defence, and the attack will be 5, 6, 7, air support, 8. Right. 8 plus 7 is 15. 5 plus 4 is 9. So a difference of 6. Okay. Alright, well, point you must take 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are going to fall back across that bridge. 5, 6. So this area is still contested, and that will end 29th, and the Rangers move. So the overall, that was quite successful. Omaha Beach is now firmly under American hands there. And the impulse marker now moves to the 3 slot. Back to the Germans. Okay. Taking a little bit of a pounding in and around this overall area. And there's not a lot of reinforcements that they actually have. So do they fall back into the bocage? I mean, I haven't decided. This is where the slight problem with the solitaire play. What do I plan to do with these? I mean, they could assault across this bridge, or they could come in here and help the link up, finish off that coastal artillery unit, which is what I plan to do. But these Germans don't know that. So if they fall back, I mean, this is the only unit that can move. These guys can't move until the regroup phase. Other options is the German artillery could fire. Yeah, it was quite successful here to mark the Allied units as spent. Because also, you know, the more they do, they have to recover. We know the weather's going to stay clear. They're only going to have 30 supplies, and we've got quite a lot that they want to do. So the other option is they could actually pass and use it for the regroup phase. In actual fact, that's what they will do. The Germans will pass. Okay, so it's over to the Allies. Okay, so what to do with this bunch here? We have got an artillery unit. Don't really have the strength as yet to push into Caen. We do have the fleet, which can bombard. Where to bombard though? Soften up here, but we're not attacking there, just defending there at the present moment. Let's see what we can actually do against Caen then. So it's a bombardment of 8 against a defence of 4. There's no coastal guns this far back, so it's a straight 4 difference. The prime target, that nasty 21st Panzer unit. Okay, so the Allies roll a 4, Germans roll a 7. So 4 plus 8 is 12, 7 plus 4 is 11, it's a difference of 1. It's not enough to flip it. So the Navy did nothing this round. Okay, and that's it. But it was a 4, so it has no effect on the, because the impel track is still on 3. So that now moves to the 4, back to the Germans. Okay, so the situation hasn't really changed. I think, again, we're still on that let's conserve, because we're going to need a lot of supply to get to this, what are already flipped back over we make any more spent, it's again, each unit to refit costs a supply point. Each unit that's disrupted costs 2 supply points if the supply is placed in that area. So the Germans again pass. I know it's giving the initiative to the Allies, but at this present moment, that's what they need. So I think we'll bring in some air support here now. We've got a value of 5. Let's just see if we can tire out some of these Germans. Now this can be placed in or adjacent to an area that's got Allied units. So let's actually place it here. Okay. Prime target, again that 21 1st Panzer. So it's 5 versus 1. There's no unflipped flag, so it's 5 versus 1. Okay, so the Germans roll a 4, Allies roll a 6. That's okay, so it's 6 plus 5 is 11 versus a total of 5. So that's a difference of 5. So that will be 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how the attritional work. All of the spent disruptor units, yeah, they all. So that little air attack hitting those guys, I'm calling to be out of action for another day. That doesn't increase the impulse marker, though we still look at the results. 6 is higher than that, so that's fine. Back to the Germans. Okay. I still don't see any need for the Germans as yet to react. So it's back to the Allies, and they might as well use. So the Germans pass. So it's back to the Allies to use their last bit of air support here. Let's see if we can make these. Oh, yeah, these guys feel a bit unhappy. So 5 attacking 1 plus the flak is 2. So it's a difference of 3. Right, the Allies roll a 4, Germans roll a 9. So there's no effect, but that 4 is interesting because it's exactly the same as the impulse marker. The impulse marker is not moving, but that does change the weather. That means we put an overcast on the 5th impulse, which this doesn't move to as yet, and the weather will stay overcast until again the die roll is equal to for wherever the impulse marker is, or until the next turn. That gives the Germans a few more options for moving. For a start, they won't suffer interdiction. Also, they have an increased movement factor, and they might get some more supplies through. So it suddenly got a little bit cloudy. Alright, so over to the Germans. Can they take a little bit of an advantage from that? Okay, we do have some German movement this time. We're going to activate this area. And there's a no interdiction. 1, 2. And these are both from the 91st Division. 3. And then they're marked as spent. Okay. Back to the Allies. Right, okay. So we will now do something with the 1st Division. Big red one here. Let's go and try and take out. Actually, no, we're going to bring these guys in. Oh, no, they'll be brought in anyway. Okay. All right. Do we need the whole division to do this? And we'll leave the artillery behind. And we will send those in there. So that's going to cost. There's enemy units in there. Enter an enemy controlled area with spent units. That's 3 movement factors. And we're attacking with 6, 7, 8. Divisional integrity 9. But it's not clear, so we do not get the air support. So it's 9 versus 2. What's the temp of the area? 3. So it's 6 difference. Well, the Germans roll snakes, and the Allies roll 9, so that's him eliminated, so it's an overrun. But they've already spent 3 movement factors in that area. So, let's read it up. You know what? Let's move them back into here. Got rid of the battery, so 3. Back into this area for 4. Ready to start thinking about attacking across there on the 8th of June. Right, so that ends that impulse. The impulse marker now moves into this spot here. And back to the Germans. We have got some artillery around, but not a lot. Okay, let's actually fire some off. We'll fire that one battery there. Into Pont, into there. Okay, so it's only got strength 3 against 3, it's a straight roll. Charge is 50 minutes of terrain. Straight roll, the Germans roll 4, the Allies roll 6, so it's no effect. Allied impulse. Right, well, we're going to cause the Germans as much headache as possible, so we're going to fire this gun into here. So it's 5 bombardment factor. No other battery can assist, so it stays 5. Their defence is 1. Allies roll a 6. Germans roll a 6. So it's 4 difference. Okay. This is the lead target, prime target. Sorry, I should have clarified that. So that's 2. Three. 4. Want to recover these 2 guys. Remember, you can do only maximum 1 step. Losses. That's now spent. So that was the 6th impulse, and we were on a 5. So no change this. This now moves to the 6th. Okay. Germans. I think we're back in the boat that we were before. We can't really, would have been nice if it had been overcast really early. We have one more artillery battery. So we could fire it off, doesn't hurt. 3 into those boys there. We've got defensive 1. The Germans roll double 6, the Allies roll 3. So we make those guys disrupt 1, so they won't be doing anything. But again, that's the maximum effect of that battery. And then we're over to the next Allied impulse. So this is the Allied impulse 6. So a 5 would end the turn, a 6 would cause another weather change, and a 7 would turn and continue. What to do now? Is it time to try and contest Mary Eglise? Or is it time to do something with the British who are just sitting doing nothing here? We have got artillery. Soften it up a bit. More disrupts we can put on the Germans. However, the lead unit at 21st Panzer. So we're activating this area for bombardments at 6. Now, is it worth adding +1, or maybe if the turn carries on, 6 + 4 is only 2 difference, or do 2 shots? Or do we bombard across here? No, we'll fire into here. So it'll be just a straight 6. We're not going to add the other artillery. So 6, and they do 10 of the area is 4. So it's only 2 difference. Okay, so the Allies roll a 10. The Germans roll a 7. So that's 3. That's a total of 5 difference now. So that'll be 2. 4. I really don't want, but I'm gonna. And one of those ones that's already disrupted to be now could make it level 1. We can't exceed losses. Okay, so that 716 gets a disruption 2 on it. Okay, and then the impulse marker moves into the 7 slot. Back to the Germans. No, I think the Germans will pass back to the Allies again. I think we're going to keep that artillery barrage going. So now this 6 will fire in. All going to cost the Germans. Ooh, double 6 and a 7. That's going to hurt. Alright, so it was 6 versus 4, so it's a difference of +2. But now that is 5, it's a total of 7. So that was still the point unit, so it's 2. 3. 4. 5. 'Disrupted armour. 6, 7. That's going to take quite a lot to recover now. Allied artillery has been absolutely phenomenal. Well, that double 6, that now moves into the 8. Still not much the Germans can do. No point in them launching any attacks, and they've now got a lot to expend. This is all spent here. Is it worth the Allies actually now trying to get in? They have got a full fresh 3rd Infantry Division here. Yes, let's try. Let's see what happens. We haven't got the air support, but the Germans are all spent. Best German unit defending wise will be that unit from the 12th SS. He's the point unit. Okay, so in they go. And they will actually, as it's only going to cost 3 movement factors to get in, they're going to go 1 into there to take control of it, and then in. So all the areas along the front here are Allied control. Alright, so we have an attack of 6, 7, 8, 9 coming in late in the day. Divisional integrity, because there's 3 units from the 3rd Infantry Division, so that's 10. An attack of 10 this late in the day. And then defense will be 4, and Khan has also got defense of 4, so that's 8. That's a good defense still. Right. Right, the Allies roll a 10, so that's 20. The Germans rolled an 11. So that is 20 versus 11, 19. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1. Okay, well that will make him disrupt 1. Which is enough. The area is now contested. Yes, it's still German, but the Allies are in. And with that die roll, that means the impulse marker has now gone on to 9. Again, there's still not much the Germans can do in that area, or even that area. So the Germans, unfortunately, are still forced to pass. So back to the Allies. I think let's go back to Utah. Is it worth doing another attack? Doing an attack here, keeping all these, keeping the 82nd unit fresh, attacking 1, 2, 3 units. No. One attack there. You know what? I think it's time that the Allies will actually pass as well. Because these guys can be brought on. Well, they can move forward quite a bit actually. So no, I'll activate and he'll go 1, 2 into here. And then we just make a die roll, see if it ends the turn. Impulse is 9. They're on 11. No. Germans still pass. So we'll bring this gun in. They only have a maximum of 1 of these guns. The core artillery per area. So we've got first core there, so we'll move this one into bio. The impulse marker is now on a 10. Okay, so that ends the impulse, daylight movement and tack phase. So at which point, alright, so we record how many, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 impulses of overcast weather. Moving this back now, the Allies still holding the advantage. 6 impulses of overcast weather. Okay, I'm going to end the video at that point, and I'm going to do a separate short video for the refit and regroup phase. I think this video has gone on quite enough time. It was quite a long turn. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 impulses. The Germans taking quite a battering, especially in the Caen area. Allies firmly ashore. Allies dice have generally been pretty good for them though. So yeah, I'm calling it the end of this video. So hit the like button if you haven't done so already. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, appreciated. And any comments. Point out anything that obvious gotchas, should have dones, could have dones, would have dones. Because I'm learning the game, or relearning the game. Did I do something that, I did a lot of passing here with the Germans. Would you have done something different? Could they have counterattacked? I don't think so, but as I say, maybe in the next time I play it, maybe I would have done. So until next time, bye internet.